I'm going to be touching base with Poppi Allison Ellsworth, the founder, and I just wanted to show you guys the ups and downs of the journey of being an owner, right? And lately, she just exited with $1.9 billion, sold it to Pepsi, right? And there's always a struggle in the beginning of entrepreneurs. It's not just flowers all throughout, right? There's always a struggle somewhere. So I just want to show you guys, you know, where it gets from struggle to good, maybe back to struggle before the success comes, right? For the millionaires, for the billionaires, and so forth, right? So I'm gonna take you down a little bit of her story and show her how she got her $1.9 billion exit. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to any and everybody. All right, if you didn't get a chance to yet. All right, so with Poppi, how she even first started is, you know, she wanted to be an entrepreneur because she knew that she didn't take directions well. She just didn't want to work a job. That's one sign that maybe it's time to start your own thing. It's time to be an entrepreneur when you just don't like to work for others, with others, be in the office and do that same cycle over and over, right? So that's one sign. If you're on the fence, should I start? Should I not? That's one sign to start, right? But her story is that, and to move a little further, is that she was working for a company, but it was almost an entrepreneur style. She was working for a company, and she kind of fell with some product that they were having. So she's like, let me go sell it in the farmer's market by myself. And it was doing well, And she's like, this is really doing well. How can I start my own drink? And why she even wanted to even start her own drink was because she couldn't really find healthy products when it comes to soda. And she created her own drink in her kitchen with apple cider vinegar, sparkling water, and a little bit more ingredients. And she gave it to her family. Her family really liked it. And her husband was on board. All right, that's really important as well too. You want to find people that's going to support your brand, your business, your idea, and that's going to, help you take it to the next level. So, her husband was on board, and they're like, how can we monetize it? So they took that drink, to trial, to test it out in the farmer's market. They're making a couple thousand every weekend, a couple thousand, making the drinks themselves, packaging it, and so forth, to the point that, they took it serious. Then first year they made 200K, and they're like, how do we take this thing to the next level? So they went to Shark Tank. They were able to get 400,000 up front, but they had to give up a lot of the control of the business. So they had to give up about 75% of the business. Well, something is better than nothing, right? So if you're in that situation that you need some funds, but you have to give up a little bit of control, I think it might be best, especially if you believe in your idea. Then and that's a pretty good way to go, right? And they did that. They got the money, so they took a few months off to rebrand, to re-strategize what they wanted to do with the drink Poppi. Well, first it wasn't even called Poppi. It was called something Mothers. I forgot something Mothers, but they knew they had to rebrand it to cater to the young folks, the Gen Zs, and so forth. Right? So they took some time off to rebrand, and they did that, and they come up with Poppi, and they continued to sell, but it was like they didn't feel like it was being taken to the next level, right? They had big goals, the big dreams, and it wasn't seem like it was heading in that direction, right? So they knew they had to take it to social media. How do we tell people about the brand? And branding is so important because they actually put the most money in their branding, because when that can hits the shelves, they want folks to stop and see what is that? What is that on the shelf? All right, so they changed the coloring, they changed the name, and they were able to share their story on social media, and it just kind of took off from there. Right, everything was kind of sold out, and that's when they really took the leap and got the exposure that they needed, because they went to social media and they rebranded what they had before. And lastly, how they exited was Pepsi contacted them. They didn't contact Pepsi. Pepsi contacted them. They're like, you know what? We want to buy out your stuff. We ain't gonna touch it. It's a good brand. We ain't gonna, keep it pushing. And they sold it for 1.9 billion. I mean, people are saying they could have shopped for more and see if they can get a higher bid, but they really trusted Pepsi to take care of the brand, right? And as you can see, there was a lot of ups and downs, but she had the faith, she had the courage to take the steps that was needed, even when things didn't seem as clear as they would like. She still took the leap of faith and attacked her goals, right? And that's the life of an entrepreneur. You're gonna have to attack your goals, take a risk each and every day, and see what sticks, right? So as an entrepreneur, the entrepreneurs that are watching, you want to continue to take risks, strategize, see what works, see what doesn't work. A lot of tests and trials. Tests and trials with your idea. It's gonna come, right? There's no way of escaping it. It will come no matter how great you're doing, no matter how great you are. The hard days will come, but if you're able to get past it, now you got something. Now you got a chance, right? So this is why I wanted to talk about this. This is why I want to do a series on a few founders and see how that goes. And make sure to check the Amazon book for how to create your mindset, daily habits each and every day, because your personal development increases your revenue as well too, in your life and in your business. All right, see you at the top. Peace.